Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hi everyone. Thank you for being here. Sorry that this is rushed. We're getting all set up. But I think we're good now, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good.
I got a case of the
I
Tuesdays.
uh I I'm house sitting, so if you hear a cat meow, that's why. Um
Oh, value
Today
added.
I left work and it just started pouring rain, like unlike I've ever seen before, like flood
Okay.
level. And I was like, okay. And thunder and lightning, and now it's sunny and fine, but I don't know. That was weird.
Wow. Well, did you hear about we had like epic floods here in this area of the world?
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah, it was
Existential
crazy.
Gamer, she's in New England, but um I don't think she was in the flood area. It was more like Vermont, the town north of me, like there were roads that were washed out. There were like
Mm.
people who were stranded, like who
Oh
couldn't
no.
they were like roads were fully washed out. Like there's a river where there used to be a road, you know?
Expired milk says
Yeah.
North America can't decide if it's flooding or burning.
And then
A
people
little
are
bit of
like,
both.
climate change? What's that? Never heard of it.
Honestly, yeah. So yeah, hello all. There's so many people here already. All of our regular
Really?
friends.
How many? I can't say that.
20. So
Whoa.
I know. We've got Existential Gamer, Expired Milk, Virtual Cabbage, Lily, Luna, Nana, Julie, Nora. If I didn't say her name, Miku. I'm sorry, Marie. Um, oh, this cat. Anyway, hi all. We're gonna talk about Jonah Hill and all the news that came out about him recently. Um, and we'll look at some tweet reactions to the news and just chat. Sound
Yeah.
good?
Love it.
Okay, I'm going to share my um, Chrome tab. Let me just adjust my thing here so I can see the chat and the screen. How does it look on the screen? Should it be bigger? Is it okay?
Scroll down and see the text.
Oh, yeah.
You could make it like maybe a little bigger. It's not bad though. I'm on a
Okay.
computer though. People watch this on their
Okay.
phone.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is from a website called Stylecaster. I don't know, but it was like one of the better articles I read about all of this. So, um, yeah, if anyone doesn't know what's going on, Jonah Hill's ex girlfriend posted some texts between them, just kind of exposing him for being a misogynist. And yeah, and she posted that it's a warning to all girls. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Jonah Hill's leaked texts to his ex suggest emotionally abusive relationship. That's him and her. Her name is Sarah Brady. Yes, Sarah Brady. She is a professional surfer and surf instructor.
Okay,
Um,
earlier in the chat, I said hot take, like he's not that bad looking, but I might like have to reevaluate that.
yeah, this is not a great look for him
He's
in here.
pretty like goofy looking. Like I think if, like his facial features like fundamentally are actually not bad, but the styling is like
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
think I don't want to be quoted, but I think when they were together, she was 25 and he was 38 or something similar to that.
Oh, she was
Uh,
25 and he was 38.
yes, or a similar age gap.
Does he have
That might
a
not be
kid
the
with
exact
somebody
ages.
else now? That's part of the
Yes.
story. We're gonna get there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like if a burp was a person.
Have mercy. Okay, let's
Why is
dive
this
in.
cracking me up? Okay, sorry.
No, no, no. If you were offline between July 7th and 8th, you may have missed all the talk about Jonah Hill's texts to his ex girlfriend that were leaked online. Surfer Sarah Brady and Hill dated for roughly a year, making their red carpet debut in 2021. So that's this photo here.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't reveal much about the relationship on social media except for a snap here and there. In February 2022, he shut down rumors that they had taken the next step to become engaged, with Hill writing in an Instagram post, "The rumors are not true," Hill wrote before joking. "I'm engaged, but not to my girlfriend. I'm engaged to your mom. I know this is shocking, but please respect our privacy at this time." Your mom jokes in 2022? Really?
Yeah, that's some real cringe ass shit right there.
Yeah. So, I know. Earlier that week, he'd paid tribute to Sarah Brady in a Valentine's Day post saying, "Valentine Goddess," Hill wrote in his caption. "Thank you for endless new adventures and for teaching me new lessons every day," he added. "Thanks for the chance to grow and evolve and be better every day." She posted something similar, writing in a post, "My Valentine. Thank you for loving every part of me at Jonah Hill." But, as is often the case, there was apparently something far more insidious happening beneath the surface, because Brady just revealed the contents of Jonah Hill's alleged text to her as a warning to all girls. What did the texts say?
That whole thing is very like Instagram reality, right? Like,
Of course.
that
Hmm.
people are still doing that Instagram shit. Like,
Yes. And like the performative, like, here's my Valentine's Day post. Like, if your relationship is solid, do you need to like make a
right.
social media declaration? I don't know. That stuff has always weirded me out a little bit.
I haven't used Instagram in a long time, but I always tried to be like pretty honest about it. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like make a post being like, "Oh, everything's great with my boo," if it like wasn't, you
Yeah.
know?
Very weird.
Uh,
Even funny men aren't funny. Yeah.
fact.
Okay. Jonah Hill's texts. Beginning on Friday, July 7th, Sarah Brady revealed Jonah Hill's texts that she claims were emotionally abusive and what many relationship experts would consider coercive control in a series of posts shared to her Instagram story. "This is a warning to all girls. If your partner is talking to you like this, make an exit plan. Call me if you need an ear," Brady wrote, revealing he'd asked her to remove all Instagram posts of her showing her, quote, "ass in a thong." Um,
Huh.
just a reminder, she's a surfer and a surf instructor. Like, when she posts pictures of her at work, she's in a bathing suit because
Yeah.
like that's what she wears to work. Like, anyway,
Yeah.
she obliged, and then the 21 Jump Street actor said it was a good start, but she didn't seem to get his point. "But it's not my place to teach you. I've made my boundaries clear," Hill reportedly wrote. "You refuse to let go of some of them, and you've made that clear, and I hope it makes you happy." So we've got some screenshots that she posted of his like conditions for their relationship.
Isn't it
Um,
so funny how they texted? Is that on Instagram?
yeah, she posted these to her Instagram stories.
No. Oh no, that's like iChat or whatever. I don't have an iPhone.
iMessage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm old fashioned. Okay, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, and then Existential Gamer here says, I don't know if the article will say, but he literally slid into her DMs with heart-eyed emojis on her pics, and that's how they started dating. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Right.
Whoa. Ugh.
So, some of his conditions for their relationship, he texted, "Plain and simple. If you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I'm not the right partner for you."
Dude, then why did he like approach her?
Right. Like, he knew she surfs.
Yes.
She surfs with men. She goes to the beach. Like,
That's
he,
insane. If
yeah.
he yeah, knowing that's how they got together because I you and I talked about this a little bit.
Yep.
And I was like, and then okay, I guess you're going to get into all this, but like and you sent me a
Hmm.
tweet about how this cuz I was like he's saying I'm not the right partner for you like
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is okay in some contexts to
Sure.
set a boundary like that. That is actually good and healthy if you are legitimately like trying to end the relationship, but not as like an ultimatum.
Right. He was posting it as an ultimatum, not like, this isn't working out. Sorry. It was like, you do this or else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, Existential Gamer says men often go for free spirited, independent women and then seek to destroy her.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he continues. Oh, my headphones are dying. I think they just died. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Sorry, all.
That's
Lisa,
okay.
can you say something?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, one of them is working.
Oh, great.
Okay, so he goes on to say, I'm not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the way these actions have hurt our trust.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Again, like if he was actually being like, "Hey, let's part ways," blah blah blah, then I feel like this is, he wouldn't even need to say the whole list thing. He'd just
mhm.
be like, I just think this isn't working out and we're not right for each other. And that
Yeah,
would be good.
fine.
But like
Yeah.
making it this list of ultimatums of like, again, he must have known this stuff
He,
about
of
her if he
course,
was
did.
following her Instagram and that's how they met.
Yeah.
Insane.
Julie says, boundaries are what you have with regard to the way others treat you, not for the way they exist in the world as individuals apart from you.
Right, and her modeling is not like treating it has nothing to do with him,
Right.
actually.
Right.
Yeah,
More screenshots
exactly.
of texts here. He says, oh, and modeling, which is the last profession I would be with as a partner, which you knew she did before you got together.
Right.
And she says, well, maybe you should have asked me more about what I do for work before you decided to date me then. A little late now. And
Oh my
Jonah,
god, just get out.
I
I
know,
would not I would be ghosting at that
I
point.
know. And he continues, keep taking me for granted. Go model. It's a fulfilling life. You'll love it. Real depth and substance and sustainability for relationships. But actually, I'm done with this convo.
Yeah,
Like,
this is like
okay.
such absolute toxic behavior.
Yes. So, in a text dated December 2nd, 2021, Hill allegedly wrote to Sarah, plain and simple, if you need, okay, we covered this.
Yeah.
My boundaries with you are based on the way these actions have hurt our trust. She also revealed that he told her, you're right, we can't do serve for social things or develop trust until you consider me and make decisions that give regard to our relationship. I've been vulnerable as possible, and I am telling you, I am needing you to step up to the plate, which you can, I'm sure of it. But these losers don't get your time if you want me. Straight up, it's consideration.
Ew.
Right?
It's so controlling.
Yes. The text continued, I respect your love of surfing, but I respect myself as well. And your love of surfing and being in those situations and lack of awareness are not mutually exclusive. This isn't me. I have my own issues that I own. If you want marriage and family, you can't use the 25 card. Step up and cut shit. These people don't get your time or your kindness at a sacrifice of mine. As a postscript in the Insta story, she added that by these people, he meant any friend of hers, mine, that he hadn't personally approved of.
Yeah, that's so messed up.
Like wanting to dictate who she's allowed to be around. Yikes.
Ew.
Miku says men wouldn't even entertain a woman with these kinds of demands.
Of course they wouldn't. Of course. Men
Men would
would
immediately ghost.
immediately ghost.
Another text exchange read, respect however you want to live your life, you only got one. Sort of done explaining with explaining myself. She replied, 3 removed, meaning pictures from her Instagram account. Not the video yet. It's my best surfing video. Would you feel better if the cover frame was different? Any more specific ones that bother you? He responded, yes, one that isn't your ass in a thong. So It doesn't really say this, but part of this whole thing was him going through her Instagram and sending her all the pictures that he wanted her to delete from her account,
Yeah, that's
um,
totally
and wanting
abusive
to
behavior.
approve what she could put up.
Textbook abusive,
Yeah.
uh, cult kind of behavior.
Julie says, my ex used consideration as part of his way to try to control me too. Yep.
Right. I'm doing what's best for you.
Uh-huh. Another detailed how he said, oh, and modeling, which is the last profession I would be with as a partner. She
Hmm.
replied, you should have asked me about what I do for work. Yeah, but actually, I'm done with this convo.
Yeah.
Like, he gets to call the shots when the conversation is over.
Right.
Hill's struggles with mental health, particularly anxiety, have been well documented, and his therapy sessions with leading psychiatrist Phil Stutz actually served as the basis for the documentary film Stutz that Jonah Hill produced, a documentary about his own therapist, which
Ugh.
talk about boundaries.
I know. That's super weird.
Yeah. Through this journey of self discovery within the film, I have come to the understanding that I have spent nearly 20 years experiencing anxiety attacks, which are exasperated by media appearances and public facing events, Hill wrote in an open letter, which was initially published by Deadline at the time of the release. You won't see me out there promoting this film or any of my upcoming films while I take this important step to protect myself, the Wolf of Wall Street actor explained in his letter. If I made myself sicker by going out there and promoting it, I wouldn't be acting true to myself or to the film.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. So very therapized
But like,
therapist.
there's actually nothing wrong with that. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and anxiety, therapy, mental health, mental illness, all this stuff is so stigmatized still.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like when I heard this story and it's like, oh, he's using this therapy as an excuse to abuse her and stuff. And I was just like, oh, but we shouldn't be discouraging men from going to therapy. I mean, I get that, like, they're like, in his case, maybe he learned tools at therapy that he
Yeah.
then used against her
Mm-hmm.
as abuse.
Well, and that's the thing is like that happens. That's like a common occurrence that men learn how to be better manipulators when they go to therapy because they learn how to like say the right things.
But like I'm saying, can we have it both ways? You know what I mean? Like, we can't be like, well, men have this terrible mental health or whatever, and they're like, therapy is an opportunity to be better.
Yep. Yeah, but I think the key there is like you have to acknowledge your own bad behavior in order
Oh
to do
yeah.
that. Like a
Hmm.
narcissist misogynist probably isn't going to uh
Yeah.
do better in therapy, you know?
Yeah, and it could be the
Yeah.
therapist they go to too. I mean, there
Mhm.
are like totally toxic therapists, you know?
Yeah, totally. Okay. So, as Sarah Brady noted in her series of Instagram posts, mental health issues are no excuse for how he allegedly treated her. I too struggle with mental health, but I do not use it to control people like he did to me. She
Mm,
added, it's been a year of healing and growth with the help of loved ones and doctors to get back to living my life without guilt, shame, and self judgment for things as small as surfing in a swimsuit rather than in a more conservative wetsuit. And I'm sure there's still much more healing from this abuse ahead of me.
mhm.
I'm just going to take a peek at the chat here. Um, Irene says, I also worry about the fact that men are learning from women's self defense videos on how women might fight back.
Mm.
Black Obsidian, hello, says they use it to be better manipulators. Um, the fact that there are male psychiatrists and psychologists who are our
Yeah.
words, advisors, narcissists, abusers, narcissists should be telling enough.
Yeah, Abby's comment above though, maybe it
Oh,
depends on the therapist. We need
hmm.
therapists that are ready to call out men on their I mean, that's
Yeah.
tough because the therapist, it's still like a client relationship where They
Yeah.
have to a certain extent, tell the client what they want to hear, you know?
Mm,
They're like,
to
"You are a
validate a little
straight
bit.
up toxic narcissist." Okay, I'm gonna find another therapist who doesn't say that,
Yeah.
you know?
Nena says, I don't think the majority of male violence comes down to mental health issues. They're gleefully enacting violence on women and each other because they want to. They enjoy it.
Yeah, Nana's black pilled like me. Like
Yes.
it's just inherent. It's in their DNA. I agree.
Hmm. They can manage their anxiety and channel it towards something non destructive. Yeah. Males go to male therapists.
Yeah.
They've got bro codes and an understanding only men know between each other.
Mhm. For
Yeah.
sure.
Lundy Bencraft cautions against couples therapy when a man is angry and controlling because they will manipulate the therapist against the woman. Yeah. I've heard that before too.
I actually went to couples therapy with my last boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
Um it was good, but I feel like the relationship was already like over at that point.
Right.
And it's fine. I'm like it's so long ago. I'm healed from it now, but I don't know, my it was my therapist that I had been going to already for like, I don't know, a year or 2 at that point,
Hmm.
and then so he started coming with me, and it was, like, very centered on, like, how he could help me with my issues. It wasn't really,
Right.
like, about us, but it was also just, like and he had never been to therapy. He was a Catholic, and he was sort of, like, just outside of the wheelhouse, I guess,
Hmm.
of, like, that's not a thing you do, you know, or
Yeah.
that's not a thing men do.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
But I think, I think he got something out of it, but it like I said, it was already over. We had such, like, fundamental issues that
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know when couples therapy is, like, helpful or useful.
Mm,
Yeah.
me neither. I like this comment from 15th Jessica. The fact that he met her on Instagram, then complained about her posting swimsuit pics on Instagram makes me think he thought her pics were some sort of audition for being a girlfriend and not her interests. Great comment.
I think it's just so weird
Yeah.
that he would basically hit on somebody and then be like, "I wanna change everything about that person." It's like, hit on
Mm,
somebody else who already fits your requirements or whatever.
right?
But I mean, at the same time, it makes sense, like, oh, well, maybe he just wanted to control somebody. So
Hmm.
let me find somebody who I can, like, tap into their insecurities. And she's 25, which is, like, pretty young,
Yeah.
and he's, like, famous and older and,
Yeah. There's so
established or
many like
whatever.
multiple levels of power imbalance here.
Definitely. T Dot's comment, therapy is emotional labor on the therapist's part and they're being paid to listen. Well, like at least it's paid emotional labor, unlike what, you
Yeah.
know,
There's
uh
lots of go ahead.
yeah, and be gentle. So it's something I'm skeptical about. I just think it's an interesting comment. Like,
Hmm.
what makes you skeptical about it then? Like, because they rely on you for their income, like they can't be too harsh on you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're paying them, then sure, but like, it's probably different for like mandated therapists. I don't know,
Oh,
but yeah, there's a lot of comments in here I want to cover because
yeah,
there's
yeah,
some
yeah.
really good ones. Green Emerald, hi. I don't think I've seen your name here before, so welcome. There's nothing men won't take advantage of to abuse women more easily. Therapy speak, social justice, they'll manipulate anything for their own ends.
Mhm.
Virtual cabbage. I think men are socialized to be defensive and use resources they can take advantage or control. It makes it more common that men go to therapy looking for tools to weaponize than for themselves.
Man, it's just I guess I'm just giving benefit of the doubt or whatever, but, like, it's hard for me to imagine, like, someone maybe subconsciously going with that intent, but I can't imagine someone consciously being like, you know what, I think I'm going to start therapy so I can find tools to like
Oh,
manipulate my girlfriend. Like, I think they probably start out with a good intention, like, I want to better myself.
right. Yeah,
And maybe they,
I don't
yeah,
think they're doing it intentionally, like, where can I get some tools to manipulate? But I think
right.
they get into therapy and they learn the language and all that, and then like,
Yeah,
aha. Yeah.
definitely. I still think that, I just think I've studied cults so much and I just worked on a book about cults and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like these abusive relationships, it's like a microcosm of a cult. There are so many
Totally.
similarities.
Yeah.
The mind control, manipulation, making someone have low self-esteem
Yep.
so that you can control them.
The isolation,
Isolation, exactly. Like
Stockholm syndrome.
that was when you and I were talking about that. That was one of the things I screenshotted to you or whatever, was like that he wanted to control who she was friends with,
Yeah.
and she couldn't be friends with like needy women or something like
Yes.
that. And it was like, oh my God, yeah, like where have I heard that before?
This is a great comment. We probably can't imagine always scheming and manipulating because we always give people the benefit of the doubt and we don't have male minds.
No, that's definitely true. That's
Mm,
definitely true. I've said that before. It's like just because you can't imagine doing that doesn't mean I mean, there are people who like literally M-word people,
yeah.
like just because you can't imagine doing it doesn't mean someone else's brain isn't wired that way to take advantage of things, for sure. So yeah, that's a great point. Thanks, Abby.
Mm. Oh gosh, the chat is going
Oh,
so
yeah, I know.
fast. I'm trying to keep
Chat
up.
is sleepover party.
Yes, no kidding. Okay. So let's continue on.
Okay.
Understandably, the contents of the text sparked outrage among women online. One person tweeted, I've seen folks tweet that if Jonah Hill wanted a girlfriend who didn't post bathing suit pictures or have guy friends, he shouldn't have dated a surfer. But here's the thing, emotionally abusive and controlling men don't want submissive women, they want to take strong women down a peg.
Resonates.
Another wrote, Jonah Hill is a great example of that old saying give a man some therapy and you heal him for a day. Teach a man therapy words and you feed his manipulation for a lifetime.
Ah, yes.
Indeed, sex and relationships expert Georgia Grace observed in an Instagram post that controlling behavior is not a boundary. Using language from therapy to intimidate or manipulate your partner is never okay. Jonah Hill's text thread has everyone talking, where frameworks from therapy, example, setting boundaries, were used to justify abusive and dangerous behavior. In the post, she pointed out the difference between controlling behavior and healthy boundaries. Actions imposed on others, what they can and can't do, is controlling behavior, versus actions or limits we're willing to take or set to keep ourselves safe and healthy is a healthy boundary setting.
Yeah, you and I talked about that earlier
Yeah.
too. Because I was like, yeah, boundaries are good,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. So this is just her Instagram post.
Hmm.
Um, okay. In one of her final posts, Brady made mention of Hill's girlfriend, Olivia Miller, with whom he secretly welcomed his first child earlier in 2023.
That
I
was
hope my
fast.
yeah, I
Because
hope my
right,
ex. Oh, go ahead.
sorry, but they were dating in like 2021 or something,
Yeah.
and now he already has a kid with somebody else.
Mhm.
God damn it, people are insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. How can you have a kid with someone you just like? First of all, how can you have a kid at all? But then, like, how can you have a kid with someone you just
That quick.
met? Holy shit.
So she wrote in her final post, I hope my ex has a daughter. Maybe she'll turn him into a real feminist. She continued, because the fact that he calls himself a feminist now is laughable. In another post, Brady wrote of Hill, if I could have one wish for him, it would be that he is surrounded by feminist men who can hold him accountable to grow in the ways he has expressed he wants to.
I can't even not laugh at that. Feminist
Yeah.
men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ice goddess, how can you have a kid at all? Me every day. Uh,
I know. Um, I think I saw something in here that I wanted to. I don't know. Yeah. The whole I hope he's surrounded by feminist men. It's like, well, no such thing. Not
Virtual
feminist
catfish.
men. And then I was in the Twitter thing and I took some
Well,
screenshots of some tweets that I wanted to look at to react to about this whole thing.
okay, before we move on though, I
Yeah.
want to say that that was one thing that I did send to you, that last bit of that last paragraph or whatever, that it's
Mhm.
like, oh my God, unless she's being sarcastic, after all this, she still believes in the concept of quote unquote
I
feminist
know.
men. I
I
feel
know.
like, oh my God, please help this woman. Like,
I know.
after all that, and she's still like, there are good ones.
Okay.
I hope,
Yeah.
I hope that, I hope having a daughter turns him to a good one or whatever. Hanging out with feminist men turns him into a good one.
Nana
Oh,
says sexist men don't become feminists when they have daughters. Their daughters are just another bargaining chip to trade to other men. Men have been doing that since the dawn of civilization.
thank you, Nana.
Her naked social media pics are what attracted to him to her in the first place. And for the record, like some of the pictures that I looked at, because she
Yeah.
re-uploaded some that she had
Okay.
previously deleted, they're not like she's in like a one-piece bathing suit. In another, she is in a two-piece, but it's like got like a cover up on it. Like
Yeah.
it's so weird.
Well, you know how I feel about like posting sexual pictures on the
Yeah.
internet?
Yep.
Like, it's like, I do not want to say at all, like, oh, I don't disagree with him on that.
Mm.
But because he's coming at it from like the literal opposite angle that
Yeah.
I'm coming at it from. But anyways,
Abby, Jonah is actually the ultimate feminist by helping to protect her from the actual evil men looking at
I
Instagram.
know, secret ad fem.
Okay, I've got some
Like,
tweets I want to look at.
yeah, yeah,
Um, so this is a two-parter from Jessica Valenti. I've seen folks tweet that if Jonah, oh, this was covered in the article.
yeah,
Yeah, if Jonah Hill wanted a girlfriend who didn't post bathing suit pictures or have guy friends, then he shouldn't have dated a surfer. But here's the thing: emotionally abusive and controlling men don't want submissive women. They want to take a strong woman down a peg.
yep.
That's the whole entire point. Also, men like that will never ever be happy. Once you stop posting bikini pics, they'll find something else to hold over your head. The fun for them is in the control, not the result.
Totally. 100%.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple here. If your instinct is to defend a man's privacy rather than a woman he abused, you are not a feminist. No matter how many women's marches you go on, no matter how many donations to Planned Parenthood, you are not a feminist. There was some hot takes about how it's evil to reveal his private life like this.
I don't know. I kind of felt that a little bit too. Not that I haven't done it, but I don't know. Yeah, it's like, well, actually, I had it done to me first. So,
Mm,
whatever. Yeah, I think in a way I actually kind of agree that it is like, you know, just like, I get her point in doing it. I don't know.
hmm
Again, yeah, it's like that was done to me. So, the person's not there to defend themselves. I'm just taking like the devil's standpoint here.
Yeah.
And it is something that's personal, like between the two of them, and it's obviously like a failing of his. And she's not speaking in generalizations of like, oh, look at ladies, like, I had an experience in the past with some unnamed person or whatever,
hmm
and these are some things to watch out for. It's like, obviously this gets so much more attention, calling him out like by name and everything. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But shouldn't an abusive man be named? I mean, you have to name the problem.
Like I'm saying, I'm just thinking about like what happened to me, that it was like it's not exactly analogous, but I see that point of like the privacy
Hmm.
aspect of it,
Yeah.
It is like their private thing between the two of them, and to make it a public conversation where public conversations about any of this shit are very, very toxic. And I think, initially we talked about doing other topics today, and we talked about like Alexi Treviso and some other
Yeah.
stuff. And I've really been thinking as a theme lately, this idea that, like the city bike lady in New York
Yeah.
City or the guy who died on the subway and all this stuff. It's like people see one screenshot of a conversation between a couple, right?
Yeah.
And they can make a judgment about their entire year-long relationship. Again, I'm not like shilling for this loser dude, right? But I'm just saying, people see a 30-second video and they think they know what's going on and they want to put their hot take out there. And if you're on, I've been on the other side of that, and it's like you were there, how bad that hurt me.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, every time I see one of those situations where it's like, I saw this amazing comment where someone was like, people just they they comment on this stuff like literally while they're taking a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they watch some 30-second video like sitting on the toilet, and then they write like a completely nasty comment about that person.
Yeah.
And it's still a human being. Like, yeah, he's failed. He was super manipulative and abusive, and that's bad. I just don't know like the public forum for any of this stuff.
Well, Virtual Cabbage has some nice comments here.
Yeah.
Who says, I can see where there might be a reluctance to exposing someone for what could be considered a private exchange, but I would also consider that he is a public figure who works with women. He has measurable social power, which is why I think it's more important to warn people or reveal who a celebrity really is and not just a regular person.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a good point.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Lee. Hello.
Highly great patroness of our channels.
Mm-hmm. And Existential Gamer says, I support Sarah blasting him, but I'd support if she didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like an important conversation to have. I
Yeah.
don't know. I guess it's not like totally analogous to what happened to me, but like
Well, yeah, and I was gonna say, like, I don't what happened to you, like, I don't think it's analogous at all because you were the
I was the
victim in that
victim.
scenario.
Right.
So
It was
you were
like
not
part of the
perpetrating harm.
abuse. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Right.
Next is some takes about men in therapy. I'm glad we're finally having a conversation about how when abusive men go to therapy, they have their abusive mindsets validated and learn new tools and language to gaslight and control their partners. The grossest thing about this Jonah Hill thing is that he went to extensive therapy and learned about healthy coping behaviors, and then he used that information to gaslight his girlfriend into thinking that his batshit controlling demands were him setting boundaries.
Yeah.
Another reaction I saw. Crazy how this Jonah Hill situation has so many men trying to insist that threatening to leave someone if they don't comply with your demands is having boundaries, when it's literally just the most basic textbook level of abuse. All of you are just telling on yourselves publicly, lol.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she did just post objective screenshots and didn't really trash him too much with hearsay. She let his messages speak for themselves. This is a good question from Nora. Where are women supposed to talk about it? It's not like we have a competent justice system.
I agree with that.
Mhm. So many normie therapists are primed to believe and give benefit of the doubt to the male party over the female, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now we got some hot takes from some names you'll recognize.
Oh, cool.
From Candace Owens.
Oh, yes, my
There's
favorite.
literally nothing wrong with Jonah Hill's leaked text messages regarding what he wants in a partner, but there's plenty wrong with women in society today. Basic respect for your partner is now being labeled as misogynistic from insecure women.
Oh my god, I love this pick me ass shit.
Oh,
Oh, I freaking love it. Pick me.
yeah. So, I mean, coming from Candace Owens, you kind of can anticipate that sort of response,
Sure.
right? What about this one from Megan Murphy? Megan
Okay.
Murphy. I have Jonah Hill opinions. Posting sexualized, attention seeking photos online is pathetic, desperate, embarrassing, and reeks of insecurity. But the answer is to just not date women who do this, not to demand they stop after you enter a relationship with them. He has a right to feel uncomfortable with her behavior. But again, the answer is to just not date her, not to demand she stop being friends with dudes or hang out with certain women. The chick is 25 and clearly immature. Just go date an adult who is together.
Okay, I actually basically agree with that. Like maybe she could have said it a little differently, but
Let me
I would
see.
not. Oh my gosh, come on. I would never. Megan Murphy, do better. Saying
Yeah.
it's pathetic, desperate, embarrassing, and reeks of insecurity. Do better. You know better, girl.
As for if Megan Murphy is a feminist, she is staunchly no longer identifying as a feminist or a leftist. Uh,
Weird.
she's very, um, uh, I don't know what has happened to her. It's really sad. I'll leave it at that. Um,
Yeah, like okay, so I it's like this is like where the radical feminists take through like a funhouse mirror or something. Because posting sexualized what I don't have attention seeking, I don't think I would use that word. Posting
yeah,
self-sexualized photos, the way that I would rephrase this if I was Megan Murphy's social media manager or
manager.
whatever. I would say posting sexualized photos, well, it does I wouldn't say it does show insecurity, okay? It I do agree with that, but I wouldn't say that because I have a little more
Yeah,
tact than that. I would say it's harmful to the person who does it, and it's also harmful to all women. That is the radical feminist take there because we're always thinking of things in terms of class analysis. And so when we post sexualized pictures of ourselves, that reinforces that women are eye candy, and that is our
mhm,
role in this world as
yeah.
objects, subhuman objects. Okay, that's what sexualized photos, you know, that's the message that they send to men and to other women. And so there
I
it's
agree with that.
yeah,
I agree with that.
of
But
course.
like a picture of her on a surfboard catching a wave
I haven't
is
looked at
not.
any of her photos, so I have no idea. I
Yeah.
haven't I can't
They're
make a
they're not
judgment.
hypersexual. They're just like,
Okay.
"Here's me on the beach in a bathing suit because I'm at the beach." Like,
Yes, so
it's
that
not like Instagram posing, sticking her
it's
ass
like,
out, like
porn informed or whatever. Because I actually
yeah,
also am a big believer in well, I'm it's interesting because Joan of Arc, posted a video about body positivity and stuff, and I was like, "I
yep,
kinda wanna make a video about body positivity because I actually am a little more body positive, I think that you're a little more body neutral,
mhm,
and I think it's, posting pictures of yourself, like, doing healthy activities
yeah,
in you know, like, you don't have to be in a burqa, you know what I mean? I'm actually, like, totally okay with that. Swimsuit pics, you're on a surfboard, whatever,
mhm,
you know?
yep. This is a good comment from Mariana.
Yeah,
Jonah wants to be the only one who can objectify her.
right. Also, Mariana's other below good point, nudity is not sexual by default, but
Mhm,
males have pornified female bodies.
yeah,
I I basically agree with that.
mhm,
Um, I think there's kind of nuance and gray area.
mhm,
Um,
for sure.
yeah, and I agree burqa is equivalent to bikini. They're both objectifying in their own way.
Mhm, yeah. I've got 2 more tweets. One is
Okay.
a little bit lighthearted and one is a total meme.
Okay.
So, Jonah Hill to his partner. If you have male friends or wear revealing clothing or continue to do your job, no hard feelings, but I will leave you. Men of Twitter. Wow, what a clear communication of boundaries.
Right.
Oh, there are so many
Yeah,
men
it's
simping for him.
I don't think we've used the word ultimatum tonight, but that is an ultimatum. That's not a
Hmm.
boundary. That's saying
Hmm.
if you said I am leaving because actions you have taken have crossed boundaries that I have, that I don't know, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm arguing on his behalf, but um it's manipulative because he's saying like do this stuff or I will leave. And I told
Right.
you that I've been in that experience too in a
Yeah.
relationship, and then I did this stuff and he left anyways.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And Existential says her pics have nothing to do with it, especially since he slid into her DMs because of them. So he wasn't
That's the
complaining
part that's
then.
so insane about this whole thing.
Yep. Our last tweet is just a total meme because I wanted to end on something a little bit lighthearted.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill's future girlfriend heading to the beach with her friends.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like
That's all
Nana
I've
says,
got.
I think Nana summarizes it really well as controlling other people's behaviors that have nothing to do with you is not a boundary.
Right. Abby says, I think
Yeah.
that's what Megan was actually trying to say. He has every right to choose a partner who fits him, but he has no right to demand her to change. Just find someone who fits with your values. Yeah, totally. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I feel like we all are on the same page with that, and I think that yeah, like he knew what he was getting into, and I think several people have pointed it out that it wasn't about getting into a relationship with someone who shares his values or whatever. It was like getting into a relationship with her and then controlling her as being sort of
Mm-hmm.
the end game.
Yep.
Yeah.
No amount of therapy could fix male insecurities if he isn't trying to work on himself. Yep. Men like bikinis but get mad at women for being in bikinis. Yes.
I
Oh, this is good.
yeah.
Men are redefining words yet again and are saying threats are boundaries.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah.
But he picked her.
Nora's saying Megan was being misogynistic in the way she spoke about her 100%.
Yeah.
And just saying, like, oh, she's young and dumb and whatever she said. Sorry, I don't want to misquote her, but like, she said something like, you know,
Yeah. She's 25.
yeah, I I have a more respect for young women than that. Although, I've been that age, so I know
Yeah,
that
me
it's a
too.
process. It's a process, but in knowing that I was young and dumb makes me more sympathetic to young women who are
Oh,
figuring it out.
totally.
Like, it's especially in our society, it's such a trial and error thing because we're not allowed to communicate with each other, especially across generations. There's so much of that so frowned upon, like talking to older women, you
Hmm.
know? So it's like a lot of this stuff you're left to find that out on your own and learn the hard way, unfortunately. And that's what, radical feminist consciousness raising is supposed to be about, that we can like cross those boundaries.
Yeah. Yay, Abby. I'm 24 and I'm already black pilled in regards to men.
Good.
Lily, I have no idea what I'm doing. Help. You'll get there, Lily. You'll get there. We all
Yeah.
did. We were all young once.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, it's oh I don't know. I'm 40, like it's still a process,
Of course. I will be
right?
35 on Friday. My birthday is on Friday. I'll be 35. I'm still
Happy
figuring it
early
out.
birthday.
Thanks. And yeah,
Mid
and this
30s.
also this year, I know, closer to 40 than ugh. But this year will also be my 10-year radical
Thank
feminist
you.
anniversary.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So that's pretty cool.
Closer to 40. Ew.
That's fine.
I'm like, I'm warming it up for you,
Thank
getting it ready
you.
for you.
Yep. So that's that.
Yeah.
The chat has been flying this evening. Thank you, all of you, for being so awesome.
So you're a Oh no, you're not a Leo. You're a Cancer.
I'm a Cancer, the crab.
Oh, you were such a Cancer because I was gonna say, oh, you're a Leo, but you're so much more of a Cancer. No, you are a Cancer.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you really are.
Okay,
You're
I'm
like
gonna look
all the
at
good. You're all
Cancer
the
traits.
good. Um, you're all the good traits of Cancer.
Oh my God, Lee, thank you. Jeez, Louise. Very nice. 10 years of radical feminism. Yeah, September 6th will be my 10th anniversary. Oops.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
okay, now I
amazing.
guess we're doing horoscope stuff.
Expired milk.
What's the best thing to look up your star sign traits? I don't know. What website do people use? CoStar?
Oh, I have no idea.
Cancer traits. Sensitive, seeks comfort, forgives but never forgets, only has
Oh,
one boundary but is very firm, takes on other people's problems.
I feel like that
Mhm.
really fits you. I see Cancer as being sort of like just yeah, like just sensitive and like kind and I don't know, caring. Kind of
Okay, I'm gonna look at.
like you're not I don't know, like cuz I see Cancer as like quiet homebody, which I think that you are a
Yeah.
little bit, but you get out and adventure too though.
Mm-hmm.
Um Black Obsidian
What's
says
your star
nurturing and
sign?
maternal.
Oh,
What's my star
maternal.
sign?
Yeah.
I don't know. Does
Nice
anyone in
friend.
the chat want to guess what I am? No one will
Oh.
guess it.
Hee hee hee.
I'm a
Let's see what
Taurus.
the Taurus. A bull.
Mm-hmm.
Taurus traits.
I am not
Okay.
a Virgo at all.
A Virgo.
I feel like
8 fundamental
Aries is
Taurus
the
traits.
other side of Taurus. Like, you know, I feel like they're very related. Anyways, yeah. Stubborn, right? That's what everybody says.
Yeah, the
Loves to
bull.
eat. I love to eat. It's
Let's
true.
see here. I'm just looking.
It's an earth sign.
Okay, here we go. This is Lisa. Positive Taurus traits. Bulls love their stability and find comfort in consistency.
Very true.
Value honesty above all else. That's Lisa. Don't shy
Mm-hmm.
away from hard work. Yep. Ambition and mental tenacity. Yep. Enjoy all things
Kind of.
cozy.
Cozy, very.
Yep. Okay. Negative Taurus traits. Very
Oh,
set
good.
in their ways.
I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty open-minded, but yeah, go on.
Aren't fond of authority and might challenge a teacher
That
or
is
professor who
very
they believe
true.
is wrong.
Uh-huh.
Um, if they're not careful, Taurians can take their pleasure seeking way too far. Hedonistic tendencies, laziness, or procrastination. Definitely not
Oh.
laziness with you, but
No,
sometimes
I
you put
get
off
like
reading.
overwhelmed. I think it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Well,
I come to you all the time. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And
yeah.
I just get like, I don't know why.
Okay, let me read this next sentence. On the other end of the spectrum, bulls can be huge perfectionists. If something or someone isn't absolutely perfect, Taurians are known to turn up their noses and walk away.
Ah.
I
Oh,
gotta
expired
find.
milk's a Scorpio. I kind of get that for expired milk.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, and now I'm gonna look at the fundamental Cancer traits. Let's see
okay,
what they have to say about me. Positive Cancer traits. Number one, loyal. Arguably one of the most noteworthy Cancer traits is their die-hard loyalty.
definitely.
Once they've opened up, they'll be committed to you for life. I think that's me. Cancer sign is one of the most devoted in the zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
Protective, often go out of their way to protect their loved ones no matter the cost.
Very.
Intuitive, tend to rely more on their intuition than on their practical or rational sense of judgment.
Hmm.
Cancers are known for their kind and caring nurture, to be incredibly nurturing and generous to partners. Okay, now we got negative Cancer traits.
Okay.
Oh boy. Overly sensitive. Crabs are notoriously prone to brooding.
You are not.
I don't think I
You
am.
are literally like one of the like mentally toughest people I know.
Yeah, I don't think that's true about me. Um,
Yeah.
Cancers are known for being moody due to the complexity of their
No.
emotions. This one might be me. Vindictive. Cancers like to get their way and usually try to do so through kindness and selflessness. But if that doesn't work, they're ready to get back at whatever's causing them to suffer.
Interesting.
Oh,
How about your what is they call that? You know, like INTP or whatever.
oh, Myers Briggs and stuff.
Yeah, Myers-Briggs.
Uh, this is totally off the manipulative men topic. That's okay. Um,
Do
I think I'm an ISTJ, I think.
Oh, okay. ISTJ.
A person who is energized by spending time alone, who focuses on facts and details rather than ideas and concepts, who makes decisions based on logic and reasoning, and who prefers to be planned, oh my God, and organized rather than
Oh,
spontaneous and flexible.
that is you. That is you. In fact, like 5 minutes before the stream, I was like, "Oh, Radical, I don't know. I haven't been feeling good all day, and blah blah blah. I'm having technical issues." And you're like, "Oh, we can reschedule. We can do it another day." And I'm like, "No, let's just go and see what happens." Your favorite.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Uh, okay, so Lily's an INTP, Mariana's INTJ. We have a lot of I's. Of course, that makes a lot of sense. Minka's INTP.
Mm-hmm. Irradiated Woman says, I can never tell how serious people are with the astro stuff. I'll read about mine for fun the same way I read any other mythology. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't literally think that the positioning of the stars when I was born has any real
right. Although literally everybody I know who's a Scorpio is like a total
a
Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Yeah.
Well, that's super funny because my two of my best friends, T, who's been on my channel a few times, she is a Libra. She is a Libra. And then my other best friend is a Virgo, and she's very Virgo. So, I mean, I don't, yeah, it's not like I believe in it like truly and deeply, but it's fun to.
Yeah, it's fun. It's for fun. It's like I think people can use that actually speaking to bring it back to on topic, like you can use it as a form of therapy. You know, it's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you see in it what you want to see in it, you know, and it can
Right.
be useful in that way and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we're all introverts.
Yeah.
I am an INFP. I'm
Okay.
the opposite of you, besides the fact that we're both introverts. Although, like, I think I've always thought I'm an ambivert because I like to put myself out
Ambivert.
there, but I also like I do get energy from people sometimes. Like if I'm away from people too much, I
Mm.
just like wilt, you know? But like then I won't, you know, I won't leave my house for 3 weeks. So that's like definitely introvert, you know.
I so I don't know, like I don't think I'm introverted. I'm not extroverted. I'm not introverted. I don't really know what
But
I
you're
would
like
consider.
you have kind of an extroverted job.
Yeah. Yep, very much so.
I mean, you're
But
not in like
when I'm
sales or something, but like
no.
you work with people and you help people.
Yeah.
So,
But the thing is like I live alone,
yeah.
and when I'm not doing like my actual like client facing work, I'm 100% alone at work. Um and I'm fine always.
Yeah.
Like when I have had friends or just people I've seen online or whatever talk about um feeling lonely or being so lonely, and I don't know what that means. And I find it
Oh,
extremely hard to
okay.
relate to people who say they are lonely or they feel lonely. Um,
Hmm.
I don't understand what that means. I can't relate to it at all, even though I'm very alone most of the time.
Okay.
Um,
I get lonely
but I'm very
sometimes.
comfortable and fine. Yeah, I don't really connect with that. I don't really know what it
Yeah,
means.
that's interesting as a way of defining introvert extrovert, like your relationship to loneliness. Like
Hmm.
I always think of like what you need to recharge your batteries. Like if
Yeah.
yeah, existential, exactly. Um like if
Same.
you go to a party, do you leave the
Uh-huh.
party feeling more energized, or do you leave the party feeling like, "Oh my god, I need to go lay on my bed and just zone out," you
I
know?
would say neither. Somewhere right in the middle. Like, I don't leave the party being like, "Woohoo!" and I don't leave the party being like, "Ugh." Like,
Drained.
I'm just like, "That was fun. Time to go home
Yeah,
now." Like, I
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I feel like I have yeah, I don't know, it's like I definitely fluctuate a lot, like, I have times where it's like I get energy from being around people, and then I have times where it's just like, I need quiet. So, yeah, I think the introverts in our comments well, expired milk, when I leave the party ends. That's very true. Expired milk brings the party. Um,
Oh, I'm dreading retirement this year because I don't want a retirement party. Yeah,
yeah,
I relate, like, we just discussed my birthday is on Friday, and, like, everyone is always like, "Oh, what are you doing for your birthday?" And I'm like, "I going to work and then going home. I don't care. I
yeah.
don't know." I
I'm
like, I'm not
always like that too. Yeah,
anti my birthday. I just, I don't know. I was born this day, and it's just another day for me. I mean,
yeah,
I know people that love their birthday, and that's fine. I just yeah, whatever, like, I'll maybe go out for dinner, I don't know. Meh.
yeah, same. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. It's just another day for me. I mean,
Um,
I don't like dread it or anything. I'm like, you
no,
know,
same.
mourn getting older or something, but
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Or,
it's
like
like Tuesday, you know?
yeah. Yeah, or I have people like, I know people who, like, they take their birthday off work, and they, like,
Right.
go all out, and I'm like, "I'm just going to work, and then I'll go home after work." Eh.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is such a nice comment from Mariana. "This is one of the few spaces where I feel more energized after socializing."
Well,
Meh.
that's funny because the first time I ever came to your live stream, and I don't know if it was your first live stream or very early, and like you had not live streamed much, and I happened to catch it. There were like
Mhm.
15 people there or something, and I was chatting with you, and I don't think I had ever really commented much on your channel even. Like we didn't know each other at all. And
Okay.
I was literally like I was like chatting and you were reading the chats and stuff. And I was so excited. I was like getting up and pacing around the room because I was
You're
like,
so
"Oh my god, she's chatting
cute.
with me." Because I had
Oh.
watched your videos and I was like, "She's so cool and I'll never be that cool."
Oh, get out of town.
Yeah, and here we are. But yeah,
Yeah, now
that's
we're look at us,
I know.
little besties.
I know. Lee
Oh,
says, "Does anyone call their mother on their birthday to thank her?" Yeah, that's true. What's that
uh,
thing that you posted that was like thank a straight person for your
oh yeah,
existence?
the premier of Alberta, who's like, if for all you Americans, the governor, um, was at the Calgary Stampede, and she took a picture with a guy wearing a shirt that was like, "You exist because of straight people, straight pride."
Right.
And then she tried to say, "Oh, I didn't see what was on his shirt when I took the picture," but she's like a horrible, evil, disgusting, nasty, terrible bigot, so obviously, whatever.
Yeah,
She's an evil, evil person, like,
that
really
sucks.
evil. Yeah, it does suck. But
I
as for
yeah.
the question, um, I do not, or I have not, um, That's an interesting question. So a lot of people have complicated relationships with their moms, so I don't know.
I live with my mom, so I definitely saw her on my birthday.
Yeah, I used to live with my mom not too long ago, but I was also a C-section baby.
Oh, you didn't get the benefit of vaginal bacteria.
I guess not.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I saw this post on Reddit. Speaking of mothers,
Yeah.
oh my God, I should send it to you. It was like, here, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Maybe you can put it on the screen. It was really,
Okay.
really good.
Oh my God. Existential Gamer was over 11 pounds at birth. Oh, holy.
Whoa.
That's wild. You know, I
Yeah.
was at the birth of my best friend's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually like pretty nice because she gave birth in a women's hospital. So all of the
Okay.
staff were women. And then in the delivery room was myself and her two mothers. Her moms are lesbians. And it was
Okay.
actually
Oh.
kind of nice. There was no men at all.
Oh.
And then
And the baby was a girl.
girl, yep. And I watched her literally come out.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, let's see. What is this?
It's pictures, so if you could like download that and then put it in a Chrome window, you know? I don't know, or however you share pictures.
No, I can share a tab.
Yeah, yeah, you could do that too.
Share screen.
Like if you're not logged into Reddit.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Hold on. Let
Then
me
you have to
adjust.
you have to still go to like see
Hold
full
on.
image or whatever. It's really good though. It's definitely like worth a conversation.
Okay, hold on.
Here.
Let me figure this out.
Okay. Take
Bear with
your
me.
time.
No, I don't want to log in.
I think I was 8 pounds 6 ounces or something, which is pretty big, but I was the fourth one, so yeah, just go to the like screenshots or whatever.
Oh, not the text?
Yeah, skip ahead because that's just like this sucks. Okay. Yeah, I might have to like zoom in a little. Oh yeah, that looks better. Oh yeah, perfect.
Too far. Okay, what are we looking at?
Will you read that to us, please?
All right.
This is from this is a cross post from if you scroll up a little bit, I don't remember. Oh, it was from like real estate investing or something. Scroll back
Okay.
down to the picture. So this is something that like somebody
Yeah.
posted in this real estate investing
Group.
subreddit. Yeah.
All
And
right.
then it got cross posted to female antinatalism, which is where I read it.
Grandma's
Yeah,
death
like what?
leaves behind her reverse mortgage, leaving my mother with little options and possibly homeless. Hello, everyone. Thank you for checking out my post. My mother is in desperate need of a solution to a problem that I'm feeling about 90% sure has no answer. My grandma, her mother, passed away last December, and my mom is currently living in my grandmother's house. She's been there a few years now throughout the last years of my grandma's life. Come to find out, my grandma's house has a reverse mortgage on it. The reverse mortgage company is currently owed somewhere in the range of $285,000, which is about $80,000 less than the home's market value, which is good. However, there are no family members in the will who can afford or get a loan to buy it, so the house is currently on the market, and once sold, she's literally going to be homeless and then left with 1/3 of the commission, split from the house that she will share with her two sisters. My mother has nowhere to live, not even with her sisters. There is nobody to reach out to and ask for financial help, and there's nowhere and nobody that she can just go crash with for the short term. It's crazy but true. Many people's last resort or rock bottom would mean they reach out to friends, family for some support or help in any way possible to stay afloat, but that's not something my mom has, and it super sucks. My mom is on Social Security Disability, SSI, and receives less than $1,000 a month. So, understandably, she's unable to obtain any kind of conventional FHA or any other kind of loan, period. She's also unable to qualify or afford an apartment with how crazy rent prices are today, nor does she have the savings for deposits or first month, etc. She's also unable to get a full time paying job due to her disability. Literally and unfortunately, no family nor myself are able to help her out financially or with a place to stay. Also, I should mention that I live in California and she lives in Washington State. In my gut, I feel like there has to be a solution out there for someone like her in her situation. Her credit is just fine and over 700, it's just the low SSI income. Ideally, she would like to stay in my grandma's home, especially since she'd only have to pay off the reverse mortgage company at a significantly lower than market value price. It would also be a huge help to her financial future as the house appreciates. I've gone brain dead trying to figure out how to keep my mom from going homeless. Hopefully, there's some hope out there or a miracle. Thanks for any advice.
Okay, so like just what's your first thought with that? Like she can't come live with you?
Right, yeah,
Like it's just so mind-boggling because I think that's one of the number one things that people say like, "Oh, you're not going to have kids? Who's going to take care of you when you're older?"
right, right, yeah,
There's not somewhere in your dwelling where you can stick your mom.
right,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like a corner even?
Mm-hmm.
You'd let her be homeless? Also, the post really doesn't make any sense to me because if you're that low of income
Yeah,
and you're below the poverty level, then you like qualify for food stamps and you qualify for like you should qualify for free or like very low income housing. And
yeah,
in
subsidized
California,
housing.
I would think they have those resources. I don't know. In Connecticut, they definitely do. I know it's different everywhere, but I would assume California is pretty good with that, but I don't know. I know there's a lot of homeless people in California. It's a huge problem, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Existential says I'd have my mom in my one bedroom, one bath condo any day.
Yeah,
It just like that post blew my mind. Like it's like the answer is right there. You like
yeah,
yeah, unless OP lives in a dorm. Oh my god.
yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
yeah,
It's
sleep on the
terrible.
couch.
Disability payments aren't livable. Yeah, it's
Mhm,
the same here. I think like our thing, it's called AISH, AISH, Assured Income for the Severely Handicapped.
mhm,
And I think I mean, it's better than what it is lots of places. It's 1588 a month.
mhm.
Um, but that's not livable.
Yeah, I think in Connecticut, like if you're fully disabled, it's around something like that, around 1,600 or something.
Hmm.
But I know where I live, like it's state by state. So some states like really they're like tough luck, like they just don't have shit. But if you qualify for food stamps, which is I think income under 14,000 something per year or whatever,
Hmm.
literally so much stuff opens up to you. Like you can get a free cell phone, you can get free internet, like
Yeah, lots of
you can
supports.
definitely get housing. So Medicaid, like the people are pretty looked after here. We have a very low homeless population,
Hmm.
but it's not
Yeah,
that way everywhere. But
no,
it's just that wild, I feel like that's the number one, and probably if I have a fear about, not having kids, it's probably that. Like, I mean, I have many reasons why I don't want to have kids. I plan to make a
right.
video about it soon at some point, um,
Yeah,
yeah, sure, you think about that, like, is someone gonna take care of me? But then the reality is, like, so many people just stick their parent in a nursing home. There's so much like sexual abuse that happens in nursing homes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. They're horrible. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I also think though, like, as somebody who is not going to have children, um, it's up to me to put those things, like, to put them in place, like
right.
what, to make those arrangements or to have a plan or whatever.
Right, and
Because
apparently, like, the comments, and I just read the comments from the female antinatalism, but, they were saying that in the original thread, people were, like, really shaming this woman for saying, "Oh, well, she didn't, like, plan ahead." Well, she's, like, disabled, 1.
yeah,
How much planning ahead can you do?
yeah, yeah, it sounds like a really tough situation. No kidding.
My owl is Flacco, the escaped owl from the Central Park Zoo. Actually liberated. Somebody cut his I guess it's a boy owl, cut his cage open and let him out. But that was back in February, and I don't know whatever happened to hopefully it's not anything bad, but anyways, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Owls are cute.
I love
They're al
owls.
they're also a little spooky. Oh my god, I saw a bear yesterday, and it was literally 7 feet from me.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was walking on the road, and there was just heavy, like, woods right kinda right up to the road or whatever, and I
Uh-huh.
just look over, and I thought it was, like, a shadow, and then I'm like
Ooh.
it was right there, and that's the closest I've ever been. I've seen bears outside, like, all the time because they're just
Mhm.
everywhere here, um, but that's definitely the closest I've ever been to one, but I felt like my heart was, like, racing,
Yeah.
but it just kinda turned its like, it noticed me, and then it turned its head away, and it was just like, "I don't wanna have anything to do with you, please leave me alone." And I sort of yelled at it a little bit because I
Yeah,
wanted it to, like,
that's
go
what you should
away.
do.
Yeah, but I think it was okay, I just walked away. As long like, if a bear ever took a step towards me,
Oh my god.
I can't even imagine, like, how scared I'd be. I would
Yeah.
just be like, "I'm ready to die now." I
Yeah.
mean, black bears, like, every time I've probably seen one now at this point, like, maybe 2 dozen times or whatever, like, when I've
Mhm.
been outside, and they just don't wanna have anything to do with people, like, I used to be so afraid of bears until I, like, actually saw one, and I'm like, "Oh, they, like,
Yeah.
don't give a shit about people at all."
Yeah, it depends for sure, like, I've seen lots of bears because I live right at the foot
Yeah.
of the Rocky Mountains, basically.
Well, yeah, you have, like, the scary bears there too.
Yeah, so there's that, saying, "If it's black, fight back,
Right.
because the chances are you'll be fine." I mean, you'll be
Right.
fucked up, but you'll be okay. If
Right.
it's brown, lie down, and if it's white, good night.
Yeah. 'Cause
You won't be
yeah.
making it alive
Right.
alive.
I guess people they do survive grizzly
Yeah,
and brown bear attacks, but, also, black bears can also be brown. I don't know if you knew that. They can be brown
yeah,
in color.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lee asked how big was the bear. It was, like, medium-sized. It wasn't, like, I've seen huge ones. It was not huge. It was maybe, like, my waist height,
Yeah.
so maybe,
Yeah,
yeah, something like that. It was, like, a medium. They're not aggressive at all. They just wanna eat trash. They just wanna
yeah.
eat, the apple core that's next to a diaper or whatever. Anyways, totally off topic.
Yeah, no, that's funny.
Bears.
Yeah, I mean, in, like, where I live, like, you're more likely to be totally fucked up by a moose than a bear.
Oh, yeah.
Moose are
We've had the
huge
occasional moose
and very
here, yeah.
scary. Very
Yeah.
scary. No,
Right,
thank
because
you.
they are aggressive.
Very aggressive, and like, moose are way bigger than you think they are. Like,
Oh, right. They're like
anyone
2,000 pounds or something.
yes, and 7 or 8 feet at the shoulder. Like, people don't
Mhm.
they think they're just like a deer or a caribou.
No.
No, no, they are
No.
huge. You do not understand. Very scary. Very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Oh, good times. Yeah. Wildlife, living in nature.
Mm-hmm.
You having any hot weather up there?
Oh, don't get me started. Yes. Today it rained, so it was a little bit more bearable, but the
Yeah.
last few days it's been like in the mid 90s
Mm,
and like and it's breezy too, which sounds like it should be nice, except for it just feels like a hair dryer blowing in your face.
yeah.
It's just hot and ugh,
Hmm.
I've had
It's
enough.
like it always surprised me so much that like it's hot up there because I think of Canada as being cooler than here, but I guess it's just like the relationship to the mountain range or whatever where
Yeah,
you are.
yeah, yeah. No, it's incredibly hot in the summertime here.
Yeah, that's so wild.
Very hot.
We're supposed to have a couple hot days, but
Mm,
yeah.
good times.
Mhm.
It's a meme for people to talk about how everything in Australia will kill you. We don't have bear and moose, which I'm more scared of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How about
but
like
there is.
mountain lions? You must have mountain lions around there.
Yeah, actually, a cougar was spotted in my city last weekend, like at a park on the outskirts of the city.
Yeah, that's wild.
Hmm.
Insert cougar joke.
I know.
Um, yeah, that scares me. Like
Yeah, I would
I've been
be.
like hiking in Colorado and it's like there's always like signs for that. It's like I would
Yeah,
just die.
yeah, I would never ever want to actually encounter a cougar slash mountain lion, whatever you want to call it.
So scary.
Um, Terrifying. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Lily says I hate the heat so much. Swamp booty season. I hate summer too. I'm not
Yeah.
well, you have your birthday in summer, so
Ugh.
you must like it to a degree.
No. 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 No.
My favorite season is autumn.
We don't get seasons like that here. We get summer and winter. There is no
Oh,
like spring or fall. It's just like freezing, barren wasteland, and then boiling hot, disgusting.
you get like a week where it's good though.
Yeah, maybe like a week. Yeah. My
Yeah.
ideal like temperature is no, I'm looking at the conversion here. No
Yeah.
more than 22 Celsius or like 71 Fahrenheit. Anything
Oh,
above that,
okay.
I'm miserable.
Huh.
I hate the
I can do up to like, you know, 78, 79. I don't
25 or
know.
26.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not for me, thanks. I get uh like reverse seasonal depression. Like in the
Oh,
summer,
yeah.
when it's hot, I'm not literally suicidal, but I'm like if I was dead, I wouldn't be suffering like this. Like
Oh, you have air conditioning though.
I do. Thankfully, my summer seasonal depression isn't as bad as it used to be.
I don't have air conditioning. So
Yeah, well,
I just, you know, but it's also not knock on wood. Like it will be in a few years, I'm sure, but it's not
yeah,
as hot here as it is there.
yeah,
Like we have tomorrow's supposed to be 87, which is like
ugh,
really hot for here, basically.
yeah.
You know, maybe it gets up to 90 a couple days a
Oh
year, something
man,
like that. But
yeah. I mean, I
yeah.
lived without air conditioning for 32 years, so I remember what it was like.
Yeah. I've only had it one or two summers. I think one summer when I was my last place I was living, we had air conditioning. But
Mm,
I've had okay, our windows here are like they're casement windows, which you can't really like put an air conditioner in the
yeah.
window. I've had like window air conditioner, which is
Hmm.
like fine, it's whatever. It's just super
Hmm.
noisy. But yeah, I don't even have like the ability to put an air conditioner in the window
Ugh,
because of the way they're shaped, you know?
yeah,
It just was like a bad design. But also, you know, whatever. Anyhow,
yeah.
um,
Um,
I also hate the cold too, though.
I
So,
would, I would rather it be minus 30 than plus 30.
Um,
Because
I
like
don't know. Yeah.
I can dress for it, I can bundle up, but there's only so naked I can get, and then
No,
I'm
I
naked and
kind of
hot.
agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. But I will say, like, I like not having to wear a lot of clothes and
Mm,
like long sleeve shit, and it's like more laundry. It's like in the summer,
yeah.
my like laundry thing is so tiny because I'm just always wearing shorts and like,
Yeah, that is
you
nice.
know,
Yeah, you can't remove skin.
unless you're like a serial killer.
Oh God, honestly. So we're gonna
Most
talk about
random.
that
Yeah.
Alexi Treviso. We might talk
Yeah.
about on a stream, maybe on your channel on
Yeah.
a
I mean, I
stream
have like, I have this massive
list.
list, and I was like, I should just start talking about this stuff in streams because like
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm gonna eventually, you know, I'm eventually gonna like do a video on all these things.
let's just do it
But
in
then
the
I don't,
streams.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like
So
one thing that I want to talk about. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that thing,
yeah, well,
but
we
we don't have to
should do
talk about it
that.
right now. Yeah, we can like plan
We'll find
something out.
some
Yeah, I
interesting.
mean, basically, my take on it is like I feel a lot of sympathy for her. And again, it's
Mhm.
like, bringing it back to our earlier conversation that like people making snap judgments on very limited information. What I was going to say about this is like, okay, well, we've seen like two screenshots that she posted. I would like to know much more about their relationship. Like I'm more curious to know the actual dynamics. Like
Mhm.
obviously that paints him in a horrible light,
Yeah,
and in that scenario she's clearly like a victim,
yeah.
but at the same time I'm like I'm just more curious like what the whole um yeah, like the whole
Mm,
dynamic of the relationship. That was the thing, like, and this is on my no fly list of topics, but and we actually we did a stream about it that I think was actually a very good stream, but people got really mad about it. Is the
yep,
Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and you didn't really watch much of the trial, so you were just sort of my sidekick on that stream. But
yep,
I watched the whole thing. Like
yep.
I literally watched like every
I
hour of
know.
it
I
for
remember.
like 6 weeks. I just was so fascinated by it. That's how I devoted my time those 6 weeks or whatever. And I was building the most amazing Stardew Valley farm ever in the meantime.
Right.
So did the chat die? What happened to the chat?
I
Are
don't
we being
know.
boring? Um, but anyways, so yeah, like I don't know. My opinions on it are informed by me watching the entire thing, and then I feel like a lot of women like didn't watch the whole thing and therefore have different opinions on it than me, and like I'm not going to get into any of that, but like that's what I mean of just like we take these little bits like the city bike lady. That was another
Mhm.
thing that why didn't I do a video about that? I really like should have. It's
Yeah,
kind of
you talked about it a lot to me,
I know, that's the thing, I was actually very, like, passionate about that story, and I was like, all I had to do was, like, turn on the camera and sit down.
but
I
it's your
know.
Taurian perfectionism.
Yes, exactly, I'm like, it has to be, like, top level, and I can't do that, so I can't just turn on the camera and, like, be like,
Mm,
"Here's my thoughts on it."
yes, you could.
But, you know, th and how many people jumped on that, and they were like, "Look at this Karen, she's trying to get these black kids killed," and all this stuff, like,
Yeah,
and like, I'm just like, that's not what I see when I see that video. Like, I see a woman being harassed by teenagers.
right.
Like, that's the Occam's razor. I'm like, have you interacted with the teenager? That's what I'm saying. It's like people are passing judgment on things based on like a 30-second clip or like
Yeah.
one screenshot.
Yeah,
And,
that is the crazy world we live in.
that whole situation I was in and you were there and held my hand through a few months ago.
Yep,
It's like I did try to provide as much as possible information
yep,
so that
yep,
people
yep,
could
yep.
see the whole thing, like, and it's like, I don't want you to judge in my favor based on like a screenshot. I'm going to give you the whole thing,
The
and then
whole
you make
thing.
your own judgment. When
Yeah,
you see the
and
whole thing, you will naturally come to the conclusion that what happened was what
yes,
happened.
and
But
even like what so that whole situation was horrible, but what I
mhm.
did like really admire too was yeah, you provided everything, including the stuff that wasn't super, super favorable about your own self.
I know,
Because
and I got like
yeah,
so shit on for that too. And it's not like I
I know.
regret that, because I'm like, that was like the complete picture.
Yep.
And I don't want to like,
No, I
obviously,
thought that was
yeah, like
obviously
I
admirable and makes it credible completely.
yeah, and whatever, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like I do think that, yeah, it's like people see one screenshot of something, or and they like feel like they know the whole thing enough to pass judgment. I think that's the thing, we really need to like step back on the judgment, especially when it's like not our lives, like
Mhm. Yeah.
yes, Abby says legit no clue how people could see that clip and think a pregnant woman would start messing with a group of large teenagers. Exactly. Again, Occam's razor. Like, there's just that's just insane.
Mhm.
I think the tide has turned in Amber Heard's favor, though. I've heard that like recently,
Yeah, I
she's
think so
gotten a
too.
lot of support. Um, the
Yeah.
situation with the city bike thing, though, wasn't comparable to the Depp and Jonah situation. Like, are you doubting the women who spoke out because we don't know the whole picture? That's how people defend abusers. Yeah, I get that point.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, yeah. And the thing is I think
I guess my point is more like I'm like with the Jonah Hill thing, I'm just now I'm like it like whetted my appetite to like wonder what their relationship was like to want more details about it, because it's like you could just like post two, screenshots and feel like people have enough information to assess the situation. You know what I mean? Yeah, I see you in the chat
yeah.
article.
Yeah. Well,
No, I
yeah.
mean based on those two, like no, I told whoa, trust me. I know. Yes. The last thing Nora said, like a woman being abused is so uncommon. Right. Like I just said, Occam's razor, right?
Mhm.
Like abuse is more common than men being like painted badly or
Right.
something. Of course, I'm gonna side with the woman. That's
Yeah.
not, I guess that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm just like curious to know more about what their relationship was like.
Mhm.
I'm not saying I did, and I said this earlier, that I do think those two screenshots are representative of abuse. I mean, like in a vacuum on
Yeah.
their own. They show that's abusive language.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
not
saying
saying
like
you wanna know more so that you can
no,
make a
no, yeah,
better
and also
judgment.
like
You're just
Nora's saying those texts were bad
well,
enough, though there's no context that can defend it. I'm not saying context. I'm saying I just want to know more about the relationship.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what's the context for why he's saying that?" No, I agree that they're, like, perceived abuse. I agree with
Yeah.
that. It just I'm saying, like, I want to just know more.
Mhm. Oh gosh, Green Emerald is in high school.
Oh,
The way Amber was treated was so insane. I remember being in high school and hearing a bunch of my classmates mocking her.
yeah.
High school, oh my gosh, there's such young gals here. But
Yeah, and
in
I think the way she was treated was horrible.
yes.
And it was just an excuse to just be totally misogynistic.
Mhm.
Like, yes, exactly what Irene says. People were just itching to be misogynistic. And it's just the direction that things have gone in. I saw something interesting. It was on, I read the yoga subreddit, and this person was like, oh, the way people say namaste in a yoga class is
Yeah.
so, they were like, I'm Indian, and the way white women say namaste at yoga class is super cringy. And they were just going on like, oh, yoga's been co-opted by these eat, pray, love kind
Right.
of like middle class white women or whatever. And I honestly, in the original post, it didn't even like jump out to me, but then somebody called it out and they were like, why do you have to like be so misogynistic and stuff? And I was like, yeah, that's a really good point. Um,
Yeah, misogyny is fine if you start the phrase or the accusation or whatever with white women.
Definitely. I feel like I watched what's her name? Oh my God, I'm so bad at like Runaway Siren.
Yeah.
She had a video about that and I thought it was really good.
She has such a good channel.
Yeah, her channel's amazing. She's like doing the heavy lifting right now, I feel like
I know.
on
And she
feminist
posts
YouTube.
so frequently that
Yeah, she
it's
posts a lot. Like her videos are full-fledged, like thought out essays. I'm like, how the hell are you doing this? I'm kind of jealous
I
actually.
know. She's awesome. I
But she's
really
really good and like her takes are very fair and they're like very
Mhm.
good. And yeah. No, she talked about that and this idea that it's like that white women are somehow in a position of power over men. And actually it was her talking about pretty privilege, but I didn't watch her whole video. That's why I posted in my
Right, that
community about
question.
pretty privilege, which I don't actually know where I stand on that. I feel kind of neutral on it actually.
Mhm.
Um like I wouldn't say it totally doesn't exist, but I think that, and I plan on talking about that on Friday, but the conversation that my post generated, I thought was like really, really good. There were so many good takes on both sides. Like, and that's something that I want in our communities, like for us to just be able to discuss this stuff, and like
Mhm.
bring all our different ideas. Um, on certain things, on other things, I'm like kind of hardlined,
Yeah, of course.
but that was another thing where people were like, well, you have to look at, are they actually in a position of power? Like, how do we
Right.
define power? How do we define privilege? How do we define oppression? Um, and like a white woman, I've said that before and people got kind of mad about that though, you know? Like,
What?
I mean, white women aren't in a position of power relative to,
Maleness?
yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, there's different axes that
yes,
we can be oppressed or privileged on.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah. Oh,
Oh, yeah, this is good.
yeah,
Um,
I've
Anna's
been
very
following that a
interested.
little bit.
Yeah, she's about to peak. I think she has, because she has said, what was that thing she said a couple weeks ago that everyone was like,
Oh, she was like, didn't want to be called a
cis
birthing
woman, right?
person or something or whatever, or something like that.
Yeah,
Someone in the chat will know.
yeah. Um, yeah. I really hope more people are waking up. Um,
Yeah.
like I'm just so tired of all of this shit. Did you see that? I'm sure people in the chat did that picture of that man breastfeeding a literal human infant.
No.
It was all over Twitter. Trans-identified male posted a photo of himself with his child, and he's quote unquote breastfeeding it because he's on hormones that make some kind of a substance come out of his nipples.
I saw a picture literally when I first got into gender critical, there was a something making the rounds about that. Actually, I think it was some guy wrote an article
Oh
about
no,
it.
this was like 2 weeks ago, like
Yeah,
very
that's so
recently.
wild.
And he's like on a train, like a like a city train. Um,
No.
yes, in
Oh my
public
god,
with a
find it and
baby
send it to
latched
me.
onto
That is
his
insane.
a human baby latched onto his nipple and talking about like breastfeeding. And I saw the picture and I had like the most visceral horror reaction to seeing that. Like, it upset me so much. I never have gotten that image out of my head since I
Oh,
saw it. Like, the visceral upset I felt seeing that picture was just like, it has to, I don't know. It was so gross.
Abby's comment involving babies in your fetish. How is that not like CSA?
Well, that's just it. It has to be because, right, it's not milk. It's not something a baby needs. Straight up sexual abuse. Yes, the picture was so awful. And I just, I can't even speak on it. It was so, yeah, all I can say was it was viscerally horrifying. I had a physical,
I have to
visceral
Google this now.
reaction. Um, and that was like if that wasn't the peak for so many people, it has to, I don't know. It was just gross. So, so gross.
Wow.
Um,
Oh,
entirely
Daily
fetishistic.
Mail.
Um, entirely fetishistic. There's no benefit to the child. In fact, there's probably harm to the child physiologically and psychologically down
Oh,
the road.
oh God.
Did you just see it? He's wearing like a purple thing and he's like got frizzy hair.
Oh.
It's so upsetting. Oh my god. Yeah. Nice
It's
chemical
straight up
cocktail
just
for
like
baby.
total non-passing moid.
I know. I know. Like I just something has to be
What
done.
do
Like
like liberals have to say about that? Like what does like Joe Biden have to say about that? You know what I
right.
mean?
Right.
Like
Well,
how
yeah. Like Rita
are
Melrose
is there
says,
anyone defending that?
yes. Yes, there was.
Oh my God.
We don't care about
No,
safeguarding children
that's
anymore.
true for sure.
Mhm. Mhm. I saw something about safeguarding recently. What the heck was it? I can't remember. I don't know. Yeah, I'm glad that people were disgusted too. They'll
Yeah.
never address it because it doesn't fit their narrative of trans is not endangering children. Stunning and brave, like always. Yeah, it was awful.
Tide's gotta turn.
I hope it does soon. I've had enough. I'm so, like, you and I don't even really talk about like trans
Oh
stuff
no.
anymore because we're both just so fucking exhausted with it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's so repetitive and
yeah, and upsetting, and like I just, yeah, uh,
people will peak.
I hope so.
They are. Uh Leptoceratops says it will topple, but I'm afraid women's rights
hmm
and gay rights will be dragged down. That's already happening. I
Yeah,
mean,
big
especially
time.
with gay rights, it's like, oh God,
Yes,
really bad. Women's rights are, I don't know if it has to do with trans stuff, but they're definitely on their own downward spiral.
big time, big time. Yeah. Well, I know you weren't feeling super great, so we could probably
Yeah, we can
wrap up
wrap
and
up.
let you go and take it easy.
Yeah, thanks. No, it's just super fun.
Thanks
Actually,
for
I felt good.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah, even though you weren't feeling super good, thanks for still
yeah.
agreeing to do this.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll come back anytime. It's nice when you do
Likewise.
slides and everything. I'm like, it's like, man, I have had trouble like putting effort in, you know?
Hmm.
I don't know why.
It's okay. It ebbs and flows, right? Like
It does,
it's
but I
super
feel
weird.
like it's ebbed for like a year or something. Like it's been ebbing for like a
Hmm.
long time. You know, I kind of want to do, I basically I don't, but I kind of want to do vlogist. But then I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
my life is pretty boring. I
Yeah.
really wanna, like, just make a fitness channel, and I've literally mentioned it every time we talk,
Yeah.
but
I'm planning to do a guest, and I actually am planning to
yeah,
have multiple different women on my channel throughout the month
I'm
of August.
so excited for that.
A guest.
That would be
I'm
amazing.
going to ask, well, I've already talked to Nena will be on,
Yay.
of course, Rusty. Um,
Awesome.
I'm trying to gently bully another friend into coming on who's never been on before, but I think she would be wonderful. But she's shy, so I'm trying to gently bully her into it. And yeah, I've got a couple other people I'm hoping to have on, a couple other women.
Yeah, that is such a nice comment. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, I'll let you go. I'll let everyone go. Thanks for joining us, all you wonderful women in the chat. And new faces
Yeah.
too. Green and World, thank you. Yeah, gentle bullying. Okay, well, that's I think you're streaming on Friday, is that right?
Yeah, Friday, 1 p.m.
Eastern.
Okay, I don't know if anyone wants to chime in on. Okay, someone suggested purity. Oh, what's it called?
Purity
Purity
culture.
culture.
Yeah,
Yes. So I found some articles on that, so I might do that because I like to fulfill requests if possible. I'm
yeah,
also thinking about there's like this huge in China. I saw an article about that women are just straight up not getting married.
good.
Like there's major decline in people getting married. So that was something I was potentially going to talk about. I definitely, whatever my main topic is, I'm going to talk about pretty privilege too as the secondary topic. And
Good.
I think I might just read everybody's comments from that thread because
Oh,
they were
good
so
call.
good. I'm gonna try to organize them in some way, like organize the yeses and the nos. But
Mm.
so we can have a conversation about that. But yeah, and then oh, I want to talk about I actually want to talk about trans and sports too, because there was a kind of a big turfy New York Times article about that sort of recently.
Ooh,
So yeah, I'm not really sure yet, but it's gonna be one of those
okay.
things. Anyways, yeah.
Okay, that'll be Friday at
That'll
1
be
p.m.
Friday.
Eastern, 10
Yeah.
a.m.
And
Pacific.
I'm trying to make a video about why I'm child free.
Oh, yeah.
And like literally every day I'm like, I should do that video today. I have all the notes. It's all done. I just have to sit in front of the camera and say the words. And that's
Yeah.
the part I'm like struggling with. But um and then I wrote a whole 4,000 word essay about this film Bama Rush, and that's another thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's sitting there, dude. The essay's done, but I want to
Well,
make a video out
record
of it.
it, you
I
little.
know. I need to.
Good.
So, yeah. Anyways,
All right, well, look forward to that on Lisa's channel and subscribe to her.
yes.
If you're
Yep.
not already, I'm
Thank
sure
you.
everyone here is. Okay, have a great evening. Love, love,
Thanks,
love.
everyone.
See
Thank
you
you,
maybe
Radical.
next week. Okay, bye.